We had planned our holiday for months. The excitement had been building as we envisioned ourselves lounging on a tranquil beach, the sun warming our skin, the gentle sound of waves lapping at the shore. It was supposed to be a perfect escape, a week without alarms, without responsibilities. We imagined long walks on the beach, good food, and laughter shared over drinks at sunset. However, the first sign of trouble came even before we set foot on the plane. Our flight, which should have been a straightforward journey, was delayed. At first, it was just a minor inconvenience, so we waited, trying to keep our spirits up. But then the delays stacked up, one after another, like a chain that refused to break. By the time we finally landed, it was dark outside, and a steady rain greeted us as we disembarked. To our dismay, our luggage was nowhere to be found. We waited at the baggage claim, watching the carousel spin empty, our anticipation dwindling with each passing minute. It was becoming clear that our perfect holiday was slipping through our fingers. Things only got worse as we made our way to the hotel. Upon arrival, we were informed that the hotel had accidentally given our reserved room to someone else. The receptionist's overly sympathetic smile did little to soften the blow. Instead of the spacious suite we had dreamed of, we were moved to a tiny room with a leaking ceiling and a view of a brick wall. It felt like we were being punished for daring to hope for a relaxing escape. We dropped our bags in the cramped space, our mood plummeting further. The next morning, we awoke with hopes of sunshine and blue skies, but instead, a storm rolled in. Thick clouds hung low in the sky, blocking out any hint of sunlight. The sea, which should have been a vibrant turquoise, churned ominously. The beach was closed, and our dreams of sunbathing and swimming were dashed. As if that wasn't enough, the power went out just as we were about to eat breakfast. The dim light of our phone screens illuminated our disappointed faces as we sat in the dark, surrounded by the noise of the storm outside. Tempers began to flare. Everyone was tired, hungry, and on edge. Accusations flew about whose idea this trip had been, and we found ourselves blaming each other for what felt like a series of unfortunate events. A planned boat trip was cancelled, adding to the list of disappointments. Then, in a cruel twist of fate, one of our phones slipped into a puddle and stopped working completely. By the third day, it felt like the holiday itself was cursed, each moment stacking disappointment upon disappointment. Yet, as night fell once again, something strange began to happen. With no electricity and nothing left to lose, we found ourselves sitting outside under umbrellas. The rain continued to pour, but instead of succumbing to frustration, we chose to embrace the absurdity of our situation. We shared whatever snacks we had left, laughing at the irony of our luxury disaster trip. The storm raged on, but we huddled together, telling stories and making jokes. Realizing that this holiday would not be remembered for the perfect beach we had envisioned but for how we survived together through the chaos. It was a moment of clarity, seeing the humor in our misadventures, our spirits lifting with every laugh shared. As the night wore on, we began to see the beauty in the unexpected. We had left behind our routines, our structured lives, and here we were, unplanned and unfiltered. We created our own entertainment, playing games with whatever items we could find around us. We became kids again, laughing at our silliness, forgetting the frustrations of the days prior. The laughter echoed in the night amidst the storm, and a sense of camaraderie grew stronger than any disappointment we had faced. Our conversations turned deeper, sharing dreams and fears that we had never spoken about before. We spoke of our lives back home, our aspirations, and the things we had learned from our experiences. In that moment of hardship, we found connection, an undeniable bond that formed from our shared struggles. We realized that sometimes, the best memories come from the worst situations. Despite everything that went wrong, we were together, and that was what truly mattered. Our holiday turned into an adventure we hadn't signed up for, one that challenged us in ways we never expected. The storm eventually subsided, and when the sun rose once more, our outlook had shifted. We had gained a new perspective on what it means to enjoy life, to embrace the chaos, and to find joy even in the midst of discomfort. The rest of the trip didn't magically fix itself, but we approached each new challenge with resilience. We explored the nearby town, finding hidden gems in local cafes, indulging in the comfort of good food and warm company. Each laugh and shared experience reminded us that perfection is overrated. So, while our holiday had gone horribly wrong in every possible way, It transformed into one of the most unforgettable trips of all. We returned home not with photos of sunlit beaches, but with stories of survival, laughter, and connection. We learned that in the face of adversity, we could find joy, and that sometimes, the best holidays are the ones you never expected.